Mappleton, 3 kilometres south of seaside resort Hornsey. It is a small coastal village with farm units and dwelling houses located on both sides of the B124, with a population of around 249 people. However, the village is put on the map as it is the most eroded coastline in the UK and Europe. It is believed that Mappleton coastline has been eroded 3 metres every year.
The Holderness coast is located in the northeast of England, facing the North Sea. The coastline is made up of boulder clay cliffs that reach up to 20 to 30 metres high. During the last ice age, fossils were trapped in ice. They drifted along the north coast where they melted into the Holderness Sea. After that, the fossils dropped into the boulder clay to then discover the 21st century. The majority of fossils are crustaceous from the Jurassic period, such as belemnite, amidnite, and coral. Fossilized trees can also be found here because of the ice. As the ice sheet pushed out, pulling the earth with them, fossils and other hard rocks became trapped around these pieces of oak, and sometimes ended up being inside them, to be filled later with clay.
There are many types of erosion. Erosion is caused by waves hitting rocks and causing the rocks to collapse into landslides into the ocean. When the waves hit the rock, they wear at the bottom. The pressure builds up, and when the cliff is too weak to support itself, the floating rock has no choice but to drop it. Mappleton's cliffs are dominated mostly by boulder clay, which is fairly soft and weak. This is an explanation for why Mappleton is eroding so quickly.
Hydraulic action erosion is when waves force water into cracks in the rock under pressure. This helps rock to break up the other rock. Another example of how water dissolves soluble material from the rock is called solution erosion. Waves fling sand, pebbles, and large stones against the rock. These wear it away like sandpaper. This is called abrasion erosion. Finally, chunks of rock get knocked together and worn into smaller bits called shingles. This is attrition erosion. It is believed that the Holderness coast has lost 4 kilometres of land since Roman times. We have already lost about 27 villages thanks to coastal erosion.
The erosion of the coast is then spat to form spermhead. People are trying to manage the area by building sea defences. These sea defences include breakwaters, gabions, groins, seawalls, revetments and nourishments. Breakwater are long sloping walls that usually protect harbours from the erosion, but very expensive. A much cheaper version of it is the gabion, metal cages filled with rocks.
Groins are the best sea defence. Trapping the sand from longshore drifts are often washed away. Seawalls are expensive, but can last up to 20 to 30 years from protecting the shore from erosion. Revetments are wooden posts laid into each other, which are a cheaper version of the sea wall, but don't last as long because of the energy of the waves. Beach nourishment is another version, where you replace sand with shingle, which is lost from the erosion and deposited on the sea floor.
The people's ways of protecting the environment is by building rock groins. The advantage is that the beach erosion is now decreasing and slowing down. However, the disadvantage is that it is very unattractive and makes the beach appear ugly. Most holidaymakers believe that the beach is now unattractive thanks to the groins.
Go. Different people have different opinions on the situation. Leah Bradley, what do you think about the groins?
The groins, I think, are very ugly. Our beautiful shoreline and its sand are now ruined by the rock piles. I have a dog, which I walk along the beach every day. I used to allow my dog to go for a paddle, but with the occasional strong waves and that unattractive groin, now I only want her with me. When the council were talking about coastal maintenance, you wouldn't believe how disgusted we were on the fact that we might have to pay for the groin. We want our beach, but we also want our beauty. I'm not volunteering to pay for the millions for the groin, but I'm not paying thousands to move house. This house is worth this anyway. No one will buy a house that might not be here this time next year.
I see your point. What about the coast? Who do you believe should personally pay for these beach defences against erosion?
Us residents shouldn't pay. It should be Union Grant Union. They should protect the coastline and shore, not the residents. In fact, when we asked who should pay for coastal defences, no one said holidaymakers or residents should. 17% agreed that the local council should pay, 28% saying holders were a council, and the union grants were most popular, 55% agreeing that they should pay. As for the council and the EUG, they say that these residents should pay for the defences.
Our other erosion defences are sustainable. Breakwaters are sustainable, as are gabion and groins. The seawalls are sustainable, and the residents. However, nourishment are not sustainable.
This protects Mappleton from eroding away. The eroded land is deposited into the spit. Burn Head, which is 5.5 kilometres long. The spit is always changing, moving and eroding, so grids have been built around it to keep it in place. Also, with the help of deep-rooted plants grow along the spit. In Scarborough, a 4-star hotel was 200 metres away from a cliff, near the coast of North Yorkshire. But after years of erosion, the hotel became closer and closer to the cliff edge. During the night of the 4th of June 1993, a rotational landslide caused by erosion and no drainage took place, ripping the hotel in two. 1 million tonnes of glacial till cut back 60 metres high cliff by 70 metres. In comparison with the two incidents, it seems Mappleton could be destroyed in the same way Holbeckpool was. Although Holbeck was caused by no drainage and the heavy rainfall 2 months before, Mappleton will still get the weak points and could face the landslide into the sea. Mappleton and Holbeck are on glacial till cliffs, so will crumble the same way. So 2 months of rainfall could cause a rotational landslide with over £1 million worth of damage. What would constant erosion cause?
Landslides have already happened, Kate. 24th of July 2012, this year, there was a landslide at Mappleton. A cliff gave way and crumbled to the beach, bringing with it more than 1,000 unexploded World War II bombs. These missile-shaped explosives have been uncovered thanks to the landslide. The bomb disposal unit have been called in, but signs of precaution have been put up reading unexploded ordnances on the beach. They may blow up and kill you. Okay, right. World War II munitions were dropped here during the Second World War because the coastlines were a good range to practice dropping the explosives. However, they could go off if not handled correctly.
Another example of coastal erosion in the world would be in North Carolina in the USA. There was an impressive 63-metre lighthouse, painted black and white, built 550 metres away from the shoreline of Hatteras Island, called the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. The lighthouse was built in 1870 and stood facing out to sea. It survived many storm-ridden waves and the sea was eating away at the land. 100 years later, the lighthouse was threatened by the speed of coastal erosion. That would be too late to save and pay for coastal defences. By 1999, it was 120 foot from the edge, so the only option was to move the large structure. The National Park Service that moved the lighthouse 900 metres, half a mile into the land, so that the lighthouse is no longer under threat. The MPA have said that the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse is protected and safe until 100 years' time, when a cliff will once again be 120 foot from the edge.
Thank you, Kate, Nathan and Josh, for watching Dishy Documentaries. Stay tuned to find out whether or not we'll be the edge of glory or we'll have to wave it goodbye.